Nightmare on Elm Street 5 and 6, it's like, well, child, now you're going to learn about a little thing we call disappointment. But,
no.
but Dream Child is not as bad. Like, we watched that the other day, and it's not as bad as I remember. I enjoyed it. The kills are really weird and kind of cool in that one, so.
Yeah.
But Freddy's Dead is, like, stupid, right? Like, that one's, like, all stupid.
It's stupid until they get to the town, and then it gets pretty awesome.
Is that the Game Boy kill or the Power Glove kill, right? Yeah. Fucking Freddy. Fucking Freddy Kruegs. Hello, Earnful of Popcorn listeners. Timmy Williams here. First of all, thank you for your loyalty. Secondly, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's often weird audio issues in our Earnful of Popcorn episodes. And, Shandy and I record this remotely, and I do have a little experience with recording audio and editing audio, but I'm still an amateur. So it's just not always easy. And, white as kids, when we would do live shows, we would also have lots of technical issues when we would try and project video or have different audio issues or whatever. So it's like, okay, well, white as kids had audio, video issues, and now Earnful of Popcorn has audio issues. What's the common factor? Oh, no, it's me. So I don't know if I give off EMP or if I'm just stupid and shouldn't be allowed to touch things. I don't know. Probably a mix of both. But here's the deal. So today's episode is about Dawn of the Dead, the classic original version from 1978, which most people know. If you're listening to this podcast, there's a good chance you've seen it. But it takes place in a mall. Well, if you remember our episode around Halloween last year, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that was episode number 5. You may recall me talking about the haunted mall here in Watertown, South Dakota, where I live. And it is a big haunted house that is set up in an abandoned Kmart. It's actually only half of the abandoned Kmart. The place is huge, right? So I got involved in it a couple years ago. One of the guys, I just kind of randomly met one of the dudes who runs it, and we found out that we both liked horror movie stuff and Halloween, and he found out that I had experience acting and stuff. So when they first brought me on board, the first couple years, I was just meant to do kind of a bit, not necessarily scary, but like funny, and just kind of do a little thing, put on a bit of a show, a little shtick, so I could kind of slow down the line so that the rooms ahead of me would have time to reset. Because in some places, like if they jump out of something, they got to get back into it or put something back together. So sometimes you need a couple of seconds. So that was my job. But this was the first year that I got to be scary. Now, in past years, I've always had this guy, Cody, with me. And Cody would help people in the next room get ready to come into my room. And even though my job was to let people reset, sometimes I needed to reset. So then Cody's job was to reset the guy who helps everybody else reset. So a little confusing. But anyways, Cody's a great dude. And so he and I have always been working a room together in this haunted mall. And so this year, we both got to be scary for the first time. And so the original idea was that you come into our room, and I have a chainsaw set up to this little mechanism that causes it to spark. And I have it right over Cody on a table. Cody has his real torso sticking out of the top of the table, but then the legs that I'm cutting and stuff are fake, right? And you would see sparks, and he'd be like, oh my God, oh my God. And it's not meant to look perfect. It's meant to look a little bit cheesy to disguise the real scare. So you walk in, you see me with the chainsaw, and I'm cutting Cody and he's yelling and there's sparks flying everywhere. Well, once you walk around us and you get towards the end of Cody's table, he has pressed a button that activates the pneumatic system or the table, and a big demon head flies up out of the table. And we got people real good with it, and it works really well. But so that was the concept. Because they had a chainsaw, I was going to be Leatherface. But when they nixed the chainsaw for whatever technical reasons, I was like, well, I'll still be Leatherface. So what we did instead is we gave me fingerless gloves with little copper buttons on them. The coppers were attached by power cords all the way down my shirt sleeves into a harness on my back, and they were hooked to a battery. This is not a very powerful battery. It was a battery to those, kid cars, Power Wheels, those little miniature cars kids will drive around. Very, very weak battery. Just enough so that if I'm holding two knives with metal handles in each one of these copper button gloves, when I scrape them together, it creates little sparks. And so it looked really cool because, of course, in the haunted house, you turn down the lights a little bit. So it looked really cool, and I would do that. And so we did the same thing, just without the chainsaw. So I just had the knives, and I was doing Leatherface noises like, and it was great. And we both got to scare people, and it went really well. They had a lot of people come through. It's for charity, so we were really happy about that. And Cody, with pneumatics, it can take a few seconds for the thing to go off, to operate the like air hoses and pumps that are going on. So Cody had to kind of work on his timing. Well, if you go through the haunted house, and you're a little worried and you don't want to get too scared, well, just like at a lot of places, you can tell that to the front house staff, and they'll do something so that the people in the haunt know not to bother you, right? So they would give kids flashlights. So this one kid came in with a group of people, and he had a flashlight, but he was kind of holding it down close to his waist, basically, and I was kind of standing in front of Cody, so I don't know if he saw it. So all night he's been trying to get the timing right on this demon head. Well, the time he gets it perfectly is when the kid with the flashlight, who we're not supposed to scare, happened to be walking right by the end of the table where the demon pops out. It was perfect timing. And Cody hits the button, and this demon head jumps out, and the kid's like, oh my God! And it was amazing. And I think he was okay. We felt bad, but it's like, Cody didn't know. It's okay, So the other good one was this girl, and I just want to say something about haunted houses real quick. Women are braver than men. Period. And they have to have babies and stuff. Also, they're way more in danger out in the world of being raped and attacked and stuff like that. Well, when you're in a haunted house and you see all these people come through, it's always the boys that self-consciously joke around to make people think that they're not scared. Like, oh, that's clearly fake. It's like, of course it's fake, you dumb shit. It is a haunted house, right? So I think it is much more brave to allow yourself to be open to the experience and allow yourself to just kind of have fun and get scared. And so way more girls get scared at a haunted house than boys. And I don't think they're more afraid or anything. I think they're more open, and I think they're more open to having fun. And I think that actually makes them braver than these boys beating their chests and acting like it's not a big deal, Because some of this shit is scary. It's supposed to be, right? So anyway, the room right before mine was my daughter, and she and a few friends were dressed up as zombie kind of cannibal people, and it was a living room, and there was a hollowed out couch that you walk by, and then kids jump out of the couch, the cushions go flying, and the kids jump out. Rawr, it's pretty fun. And there's a fridge a kid comes out of, and they got people pretty good. And then they would come into my room. So this group of girls comes in, and one of the girls is like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I think I peed my pants a little bit. And so then I do the sparking knives, and she's like, oh my God, she's a little scared by me. Then she gets around Cody's table, and like I said, he figured out the timing. So he hits the button right when this girl is at the end of the table, right by where the demon head comes out. So he hits the button, the demon head comes out, the girl drops to the ground and goes like, oh my God, I'm peeing. So it was quite an amazing experience. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that because it's this time of year. This episode should be coming out right around or maybe a day or two after Halloween. And also, we're talking about Dawn of the Dead, which takes place in a mall, and our haunt is in a haunted mall. And it's not mall-themed, although this abandoned Kmart used to have a Little Caesars, so some year I want to talk these guys into having a haunted Little Caesars. But pizza. Anyways, I thought it was a fun story to bring up. And unfortunately, when I told this story to Shandy when we recorded the episode, I fucking had the wrong option on my Audacity or whatever, and I was recording the loop back, which means I was recording Shandy's reactions. So after we were done with the episode, we have recordings of Shandy's reactions to my story twice, and we don't have my story. So then after we realized that I had screwed up and didn't record any of it, we were talking about whether or not I should re-record it. And now we're going to go back into the episode in the middle of that discussion. Enjoy. Okay. Now I'm recording myself. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay.
We are cursed.
It sucks.
We are cursed.
I'm not doing all that again. I mean, that would be crazy.
But you know what you could do if you want to just talk about it on your own?
I guess I could fill it in, but...
Because it's really interesting and it's for a good cause. So it'd be cool to bring it to people's attention,
For sure. Yeah. And shoot, we already have a good rep. People come to visit, from different towns. But so, You know what's cool that the Midwest is starting to do is using, since the economy in 2008 fucked up everything and like a lot of malls are just empty, which that's a good segue in a little bit. But, oh shit. Yeah. You know what? We should go back and talk about the haunted mall because how fucking well it's a mall. The haunted house is a mall. So it fits fucking perfectly. So we might just...
So dumb. I didn't even
Right?
It did
me
not
neither.
fucking compute.
Me neither until right now. But anyway, so they're good at using abandoned places out here. They're getting really good at it for horror stuff, for haunted houses. So, in Brookings, South Dakota, about 45 minutes away, they have some sort of old hospital that's the haunted asylum. And it might just be a building, I don't know. But in a small town near here, I think South Shore, some little town, they have an abandoned school, an elementary school that they turn into a haunted house. And I haven't been, but my daughter's been a couple times because her mom's boyfriend lives near there, and they've been there. And she's like, it's awesome. And I mean, what a great venue for a haunted house,
Terrifying place.
Yeah. Oh, dude, just imagine chalkboards.
No.
Anyways, so yeah, but it's in a haunted mall, and we don't really have any theme rooms in there about shopping, but we could.
You could get some ideas from this movie.
Yeah,
like
so
a ton.
yeah, so this is a show. What is it? Oh, this Urn Full of Popcorn.
What are we doing? What is this?
And you know what? We've always been very. We don't put up any facade here, right? We're just ourselves. We admit when shit's fucked. So I'm just going to say all that haunted mall stuff I talked about was re-recorded because for some fucking reason, when I started recording and told that story to Shandy for like 20 minutes, it was recording her and her reactions and not my voice.
So it was just cool. Mm-hmm.
And then, ha! Because it wasn't very funny, so she was just giving me courtesy laughs, just like, ha! Just those. No real laughing. But man, it is that time of year, and, we got, at this point, today, our last episode out was Vampire's Kiss, but we have this and another one that will hopefully come out. I want to get them both done this week, so that'd be pretty awesome to get out for Halloween week.
Yeah, so. It is Romero time.
That's right,
everybody.
Baby. It is. It's his time of year. He's been dead for a long time, but it's still his time of year. It's too bad. Everybody's dead.
I will say, I probably said this before, but my favorite horror film of all time is Night of the Living Dead.
Okay.
I saw it when I was very young. It was one of those movies, and I talk about that sometimes. My dad would show me movies when I was super, super young that I probably shouldn't have seen. This is one of them, and it really, really disturbed me as a child. I hate the ending.
Hate it as in, like you don't think it's a bad ending. It's like so horrible is what you're saying.
It's so horrible.
Yeah.
And people are the real problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the zombies. It's not the undead. It's the living. That is the problem, and we'll find that.
In this one, too.
In this one. And then I realized that these are a decade apart.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, he wanted to space them out because he didn't want to just get labeled as like the zombie movie guy. Yeah. And I'm sure funding was a thing because he was so indie that he was just, they got this funded actually through Dario and Claudio Argento from Italy, which is why there's a few different cuts. We are discussing the theatrical cut, but there's also the Argento cut because Dario Argento cut it for an Italian release, like probably made it shorter, and I don't know. And there's like another uncut, the director's cut, uncut kind of thing too. But I don't know how different those are. I don't think they're super duper different, but anyways, but yeah. So so he made other movies, then he came back to this, and they also luckily put a copyright on this movie because Night of the Living Dead famously they screwed up and did not get it copywritten, which is why there's so many DVDs of it. You can anybody could make it. Like you and I could just put it out if we wanted to,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're not gonna. I wouldn't support that. But
No, I wouldn't either. But that sucks, man.
Yeah. Well, and that's one reason why they remade it in 1990 when Tom Savini made his version of it. Part of it was like, hey, let's do cooler effects and make it in color. But also it's like, hey, now George can make some money off of Night of the Living Dead, So that's kind of part of the reason there. So, and but Dawn of the Dead was actually a big hit and everything. So, and of course, Italy being Italy, they Dawn of the Dead was called Zombie, Zombi in Italy, and so then Lucio Fulci made Zombie 2, which is unrelated, and they even labeled as Dawn of the Dead 2, which it's not at all, but it's a crazy zombie movie. That's the one you might have seen it where the zombie fights the shark. Everybody knows about that, right?
Yeah.
The other famous shot from that one is where a zombie's pulling a woman's head towards a broken door, and there's a splinter going right towards her eye. And Jordan Cooper, who made our theme song, once told me this, and I will always remember it, because Fulci's movies are always very gory. He's like, I love Lucio Fulci because what he does differently is at the point where most directors would cut away from something horrible happening, he keeps the camera going.
Yep.
And which means you got to figure shit out. So you need to figure out, okay, how do I make it look like this wood splinter goes into a woman's eye? And it does, and it's fucking gross.
It's fucking great.
I love it. It's so good. Anyways, but that's a little bit of the history of the movie. But yeah, it came out in 1978. So, right in that really great time for horror movies. Texas Chainsaw in 74. 78 was also Halloween. Mm-hmm. Exorcist had come out a little bit before that. Jaws had come out. I think Exorcist and Texas Chainsaw were the same year. And then Jaws in 75. Yeah, late 70s or 70s in general. Great, So, but this is like a classic movie. I mean, this is like one of it's generally considered one of the best horror movies, and it's also, I just learned, certain like magazines and stuff have put it on a list of the best movies, period, of all time.
Oh, wow.
Like ones that are like a couple hundred long, it doesn't make like the top 10 or anything, I don't think, but like, but it is, I mean, having just rewatched it this morning, it's great. It's so good.
Damn, it's good.
So good. Do you like it better than Night of the Living Dead? I know you just said Night of the Living Dead's your favorite movie.
I like Night of the Living Dead better.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's sentimental too.
Sure,
and a lot of movies are like that.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of it. That's part of what movies should be. Some people are like, well, it's because of like they think that if they like a movie more because of nostalgia, that's bad and like invalidates their opinion somehow. It's like no, because movies are about a personal connection. Making a connection with you. So part of the connection is like it makes me remember the smell of my dad's cologne as I sat on his lap and watched the Lego Movie 2. Whatever.
Or like mine would be.
Right.
Being way too close to the TV, getting yelled at to get away from the TV while my dad sat behind me drinking a beer in the recliner.
Shannon, get out of here. We got to finish this movie so I can go worship the devil.
Your eyes are going to get worse. Get away from the screen. How many times I got to tell you not to be that... I'm motorboating the screen. I just realized.
Oh, God. Motorboating.
I realized when I was
it's
a child.
It's such a funny thing. You were motorboating the screen.
Motorboat the screen. But I would... Never know.
Up in those cinematic titties. Do your parents have Southern accents at all? No.
Oh yeah, very Midwest, very very Indiana, like Southern Indiana.
like a Midwest accent or like a Southern accent, like that.
It's a little bit of mix of both. It's very strange. Yeah.
I guess you get further south because like Central Missouri, you start seeing armadillos on the road. So
Armadillo.
It's weird. Armadillo. Yeah, but well, yeah, Dawn of the Dead. I think I saw Dawn of the Dead first as a teenager. I think I borrowed it from the library on VHS here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I saw it before Night of the Living Dead, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and obviously there's parts of it I remember my whole life, and it's awesome. And it's there's a lot of different reasons it's awesome. Obviously, we're going to talk about it. I think in general, the tone of it is so, like, from the beginning, when you got this, it begins with, like, it's been about 3 weeks since Night of the Living Dead happened. And there's a TV station, and all shit's going crazy there. Two of our main characters talk about they're going to leave on a helicopter. Then it cuts to this, like, police action happening at a... what do you call it? Like a housing project.
That shit's crazy.
It's crazy, and it's badass, and it's got social commentary, and it's also so bleak, and that's the whole movie. And it kind of starts really with that. I mean, the news scene is cool too, but like it really, you get into the whole deal with the housing project scene because that's when you first see zombies in the movie and stuff too. And you got these guys, and they're just badass. And one of them they're like these badass SWAT dudes, and their uniforms kind of look almost futuristic, almost like a little extra fascist.
Yeah, it gave me ICE vibes, and I went, it's really, really weird watching this now, having seen it how many times before, and now whatever's going on right now is making me feel different things about this part of this movie.
Sure.
Especially that woolly guy.
Oh, the racist dude.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, I mean, Romero, he loves social commentary. And, even in the first one ends with the black guy getting killed by humans because they think it's a zombie and they say, throw him on the fire. That was never even intentional. Dwayne Jones was just the best actor he saw that day. He didn't want to cast, he wasn't planning on casting any sort of person. He didn't know he was going to cast a black guy. He just thought Dwayne Jones did the best job. So, so it became social commentary, especially because it came out in 1969, like civil rights and stuff. So by the time he's making this, I think he's become much more comfortable with the idea of social commentary. So yeah, you have all these cops going through shooting black and brown people. And, in general, yes, kind of kicking them out of the building in a way. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but you are so right. It's like definitely a very strange thing to watch when ICE is out there doing it right now somewhere,
Yeah,
So,
I mean, because they're starting to shoot people. And it's getting really scary. So
totally scary.
Like, you're not supposed to be in a private residence. So they're trying to get everybody out to help them. And this guy's just like, fuck them. I'm just going to fucking kill everybody. I'm not saving shit.
Right. Well, and they mentioned that some of them are criminals because there is like a drug gang in there that starts fighting with them. But they're not going in there to kill these guys, like you said.
Yeah, but he's just like opening the door and just blowing the heads off of just regular innocent people. It's fucking scary.
Yeah. Which is why it's so fucking awesome when somebody shoots him and they've got a gas mask on. And then later, of course, it turns out to be Ken Foree, who's a handsome, badass black dude. This was his first big horror role, but he's got a couple others. And he kills that dude because someone had to. Fuck. And it's crazy, like, this one, it's Tom Savini's first movie doing special effects, I think. And even when that racist asshole hops into an apartment and kills a normal human for no reason, because the guy's not even like a zombie or a gang member, he's just some guy. He shoots him. Well, it's like sad and fucked up, but it's also like a really impressive head explosion.
Oh my gosh, it was massive.
It's like,
holy
okay.
shit.
Like that guy, and it's like the only kind of sad death in the movie pretty much. I mean, there's other sad character deaths, but it's like, this is just some guy, he's not a zombie. And some racist kills him, So, but yeah, it's still like an awesome thing. And one of my thoughts about that guy was like, a racist, violent police officer? No way, But
that never happens.
Yeah, they're never trigger happy.
Where'd he come up with that idea?
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, when people act like stuff going on now is like new, it's like, this kind of shit's been happening forever. The only real benefit of the Trump presidency is that he's too stupid to be smooth about it. So now it's like the same shit that's been happening for a long time. Obviously, he's escalated and made it worse, definitely. But it's not like he didn't invent the creeping fascism. He didn't invent unfair race-based law stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more naked now because he's stupid. But so because Dawn of the Dead was not 43 years ago? Yeah, 78. No, that's 47 years ago. So, I do the maths. So yeah, it's great though, and it's what a starting. And then of course, as they're going through trying to get people out of there, they do fight a gang right away because that fucking violent dude starts shit with them.
Yep.
And then they're going through and they're trying to evacuate people, and he's shooting people, so that's why he gets shot kind of early into the scene. The guy doesn't live long, which is good. But of course, some of them turn out to be zombies. They start biting people, and so shit gets crazy. But
man, the priest, the one-legged priest.
Yeah.
So good. And it's just this part of this movie when they find everyone in the basement. so many zombie movies and television shows after have taken that trope of there's always some kind of religious morality thing where they're like, oh, they're still people. They still have like a right to die with dignity. And they do it in The Walking Dead with the little girl, the whole barn scene. I do love that they have them kind of bagged up, like in laundry bags, I guess.
Yeah,
and
just
they're
to keep
tied
them
up
restrained.
and
Yeah. Well, and it even happened a little bit in Night of the Living Dead with the Cooper and his wife and their daughter that they're like, no, don't shoot her. And like, that ends up being a bad decision. But yeah, it's always a thing. So if you were in a zombie apocalypse, like, do you think it could kill people that you know or like people that you love or even just empathize with? Would you be able to just do what really needs to be done, do you think?
Yeah, and I thought about that while watching this because I think being subjected to zombie movies and TV shows, I know it needs to be done. We know it needs to be done, Timmy.
Yeah. True. But man, well, and here's the thing is like, I honestly, like, I know all that, seen a bunch of zombie movies too. I get it. But if my daughter was a zombie, I don't think I could do it. I really don't.
Would you need me to do it for you?
Yeah, I call you because you need to drive over here 1,700 miles or whatever it is and shoot my daughter. What a fucked up thing to say. But yeah, I don't think I could do it. I bet she would have a problem shooting me too,
I'd put you down.
Thank you.
I wouldn't let you suffer. I wouldn't let you turn, man. Like, you're getting one right in the fucking temple.
I'd shoot you too.
Yeah. Or I'd take a big old machete and cut your head off.
Best friends. But no, you're right though, but I think, I'd still be sad about it though. And I think that's important. I think you want to live a life so that if you become a zombie, people don't line up to kill you. But you have people that care about you enough that they will kill you if you become a zombie. You know what I mean? That's the line you got to walk.
1,000% That is a way to live your life.
It's funny. If a zombie apocalypse happened right now, there would be like a line at the White House.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody, you shoot him with one bullet, then next person, okay?
Him and fucking Elon would be in a fucking space shuttle.
Yeah.
Up in the PlayStation.
That's the...
flicking each other's dinglings.
Yeah. Up in the PlayStation? You mean space
in
station?
In the PlayStation.
That's what you said, PlayStation.
It's their PlayStation where they're going to...
yeah, gross.
Ew.
We're not saying homosexuality is gross. We're saying any sexual activity either of those men engage in is disgusting.
Yes.
Just so don't cancel us on Halloween.
Such a good noise.
What the fuck? But yeah, it'd be tough to do that. And, so you get it when they have these people chained up. It's like, it sucks. And right before that, when they're going through the rooms, there's this one dude zombie in his apartment, and his wife, like, comes home from work or whatever. And is like, and then he, like, that's the first person you see a zombie kill, I think. And he, like, bites her, and, there's the Savini effects right away, taking a chunk out of her shoulder and her neck, and it's gross and sinewy and awesome. And, so, and so, it's a great way to show the collapse of society, because it starts with normal shit, unfortunately. The cops breaking into an apartment building filled with presumably middle or lower class black and brown people, and fucking with them, killing them, taking them away, whatever. That happens all the time. Like you said, it's still happening now, even on a worse scale, possibly. But then, like, within a few minutes, society's collapsed because now you got zombies everywhere. And so then Ken Foree, who already shot another cop, is in the basement. And then the other main cop, Roger, is down there. And so Ken Foree's character, Peter, like, gets his gun out because he thinks this guy, this guy's from the same unit as the man he just killed. So he thinks he's going to get revenge on him or something. Mm-hmm. But then Roger puts his gun down and he's like, I didn't see what happened. And that's like how they bond, And that's like another kind of socially conscious kind of Romero thing. It's like these two guys bonded over killing a racist asshole that needed to be put down. So hell yeah, And then they're like best buddies the rest of the movie, So, the one-legged priest, I wrote down like, we need more one-legged priest. He's cool. He's kind of interesting,
He was so cool. And also, it made me think of like, okay, it's on the news of what's going on, but it's kind of like what's going on now too with the news. It's like, what do you believe?
Yeah.
These people may not really understand what's actually going on, but they're just trying to figure it out. And, they start having compassion for these people.
Yeah.
What do you say? He read them their last rites.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, it's just a cold, and then COVID kills your grandpa. It's like kind of similar. Like, oh, no, like, la, 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 putting your fingers in your ears. And so, again, that's one of those things that, yes, happened recently with the pandemic and stuff where people just, they're not strong enough. They're not courageous enough to say, holy shit, things are different now because of this thing. They need to cling to the past. And so, again, it's been happening for a long time because it's happening right here. And the two main cop characters, Peter and Roger, just systematically have to execute all these poor people. I mean, now they're zombies, but whatever.
Yeah, when Peter's he has this moment where he's like, he stops him, like, I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
Has that moral tangle.
Yeah. Good word. Moral tangle. Good phrase.
Moral tangle.
Yes, Tom Savini, he had been offered a chance to do special effects on the first Night of the Living Dead, but then he got drafted, went to Vietnam, and then he came back, and so this is his first special effects movie. But, so it's there's a lot of good zombie effects in it, of course, and good gore and stuff like that. But, yeah, it is sad, and that's why I brought up, do you think he could do it? Because Ken Foree kind of, he's not sure right away. And then some Army guys show up because, the National Guard's, obviously been mobilized now for a real reason. And they're like, hey, do you guys need help down here? He's like, no, we got it. He doesn't even turn around to look at him. He's just kind of like, oh, my God, what have I done? So.
Yeah, the Army guy's like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, he's like, shit. But you mentioned how no one really knows what's going on or what to believe, and so throughout this, there's a TV show or it's a talk show where one guy's being like, "It's dead people. They're coming back to life. If they kill you, you'll come back to life. You gotta shoot these fuckers in the head or separate their head from their body." And the other guy's like, "I don't think so."
Yeah, they keep going, idiots.
Yeah,
these idiots.
Well, that's the other guy later, the news guy or scientist with the eye patch. But earlier on the talk show, it's happening with those two other characters. And
that news show, when the guy went behind him and did the bunny ears, I was like, yeah, this is hilarious what's happening. It's fucking pandemonium.
And it would happen. I mean, it's chaos. And that guy's right. And he's saying, these are dead people coming back to life. We need to get the fuck out of here. And we're like, you know what you're talking about. And that happens all the time. Look, ask Dr. Fauci. You know what I mean? It happens all the time.
It's like fucking JFK being like, don't trust the experts. That's exactly what's happening here.
RFK. Yes.
RFK, JFK, RFK.
Whatever. Blown away. What else do I have to say? We didn't start the fire. Anyway.
Well, it just shows you how much I don't think about that person.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to the scientists, the people that know what the fuck is going on and trying to tell you it's exactly what's going on now. Or it's don't listen to the experts. Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to listen to the people that have spent their entire lives learning shit.
Yeah. I have a brother who's an epidemiologist, which is pandemics. He studies this shit. Mm-hmm. And, God, that had to be tough. Just watching the world not listen to you after you just spent fucking 10 years in college, You're
trying to save lives and people aren't listening. You're
so stupid.
Let me help you. No, I'm going to go down to the church and pray it away.
Right. No, I'm gonna see what my friend, the fry cook, is saying on Facebook and take his advice. No offense against fry cooks, but you're not, a doctor. So, anyways. But for my family, it was great to have an actual pandemic expert. Yeah. You could just call and be like, hey, is this okay? No. I mean, normally everything would be like, could I do this? No. That's normally the answer. It's just fucking stay home. No. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, pretty much anything, And he played it extra cautious, maybe even sometimes more cautious than necessary. Sure, but I'd rather have that,
Yes, so. I'd rather be overly cautious than go,
Yeah. It's just like what I always say about temperatures, right? I'd rather be too cold than too hot. Because you can always put something on, but you can only take so many things off before the police get called, So that's what I say.
Timmy Williams is running down the block. His willy's out. He must have gotten too hot.
And listen, it's an impressive Willie. Very nice. But we need him to put it away.
I'm just too hot. I'm too hot.
And they're like, we know you're attractive. But fucking stupid. Yeah, so there's this TV show. And again, these experts not being trusted. And two of the people that work at the TV station are the other two main characters, Fran and Steven. And Steven's a helicopter pilot for the news people. So they're like, hey, we're going to take the helicopter. So what I like in both cases is there's kind of, at this point, two pairs of main characters. And they're all agreeing with each other, like, society's fucked. Let's just get out of here. You know, like, we're going to steal the helicopter that's not really ours to leave because everything's crazy here. Nobody's paying attention. And the two cops are like, hey, we just killed another cop and we don't care because this shit's over. You know, like, let's get out of here. And Roger, one of the cops, mentions, hey, my friend's got a helicopter. So, of course, he means the other two people. So, yeah, so they meet up and get a helicopter. And that's, and then they go to a mall. That's pretty much the whole story. There's only one other little stop in between that I wanted to mention is they stop to get gas.
I wanted to ask you, is that Goldberg, but really, really young?
Who?
Not Goldberg, Gutenberg. Was that Gutenberg?
Who?
Was that Steven Gutenberg? What's his name?
Was who Steve Gutenberg?
Was the guy that kept talking about cigarettes? I can't go to the island without my cigarettes.
Are you talking about one of the main characters?
No, he was one of the guys that they were talking to while they were escaping. These guys were going on a boat to an island, and they were getting on the helicopter, and he's like, and you all got cigarettes? Was that Steven Gutenberg?
No, I don't think so. To me, it didn't look like him at all. It could be, but let me see. But
it looked just like him.
I doubted. I didn't see the resemblance.
He was the guy that had the cross-eyed. He was like cross-eyed, and he kept talking about cigarettes.
Yeah. No, I know who you mean. I don't think I didn't think it looked like him. I don't see that, but wait, let's see here.
It made me laugh because they like get in the boat and they go off, and he's like, "How am I going to get to the island without my cigarettes?" And then they cut to them in the helicopter, and they all light up cigarettes. Yeah. It made me laugh.
Well, he was asking them for cigarettes. They're like, "No."
Yeah, and they didn't have any.
Yeah, liars.
It looked just like him. Goldberg. Why did I say Goldberg?
You're thinking about wrestling. You're always talking about wrestling. Shandy never shuts the fuck up about wrestling. Okay.
Is Sting in this too?
Sting?
Sting is my favorite wrestler.
The wrestler? Oh, of course he is. Because he looked like the Crow. But you know Sting didn't always look like the Crow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that actor's name is Joseph Pilato. He is apparently also in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, shit.
And Day of the Dead and Knight Riders. Oh, okay, there's a pattern. He's in George Romero movies. Pulp Fiction is not a George Romero movie, but yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Anyways, they lie to this dude. Like, no, we don't have cigarettes. And they all light up, including the woman who we're about to find out is pregnant. And they never really address it. You know, they never have somebody be like, hey, you shouldn't smoke because you're pregnant. Was that a thing yet? It had to be all right? In
the 70s, I feel like women were still drinking and having cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the beginning, like when you just found out.
Yeah.
You know, like the baby hasn't really begun, the embryo hasn't begun growing. The fetus hasn't fully developed.
The fetus in your uterini.
And your, what did you, what was it, uteri?
Uterini. No, well, we said uteri, then uterini, and then I started talking about uterini like it was pasta. Like, I'd make you a nice bowl of uterinis.
Oh, yeah, because you had tortellini.
I had tortellini. Fucking dumbass. Yeah, and so they don't know where they're going. Fran and her man, Steven, mention wanting to go to Canada, but they say that later, but at first you don't really know where they're going. But they need gas, and so they stop to get gas. And there's like at a little airport thing where you can get gas for, you know, I assume it's basically the same gas as an auto, but obviously it's hard to land a helicopter at a gas station. So at a regular car gas station. So they did this. So they land, and while they're going, they see a bunch of rednecks hunting zombies, which I feel is kind of a reference to Night of the Living Dead because that's how it ends, you know? So
yeah, they're all having a grand old time.
Yeah, fucking idiots. It's
like,
so crazy.
My Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, finally. And they're gleeful about it, you know, which I
like
think
drinking.
is... Yeah. Well, it's just like, I mean, that's how both versions of the Night of the Living Dead end with that too, you know. And so here's another reference to the movie, I think, is, so they land at this gas station, and Ken Forey's character, Peter, goes into the store, the office, whatever, and there's a door in there with a bunch of notes stuck to it. One of the notes says, Barbara, meet me in Pittsburgh. So I think that's a reference to Barbara from Night of the Living Dead.
Yay! They're coming to get you, Barbara.
And take you to Pittsburgh.
What's in Pittsburgh?
What's in Pittsburgh, Barbara? The Steelers? Whatever. And then that door starts moving. He's like, shit, there's zombies in here too. And he starts shooting at it. And it turns out to have, and this is badass for the time too, there's kid zombies in there.
And he put so many bullets into those children. Holy shit.
Well, I think he was trying to shoot him in the head, but I was probably scared and upset and shocked, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe he was not a good shot at that moment. Yeah. Yeah. And then he keeps getting attacked. And Steven, who is like a news guy or whatever, he works at a TV studio. He's not a warrior of any kind. He's not a soldier. So he runs in and tries to like shoot a zombie that's attacking Peter, but like just about hits Peter.
Yeah. It looks like he's aiming at him. It's really...
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? What's his nickname for him? Flyboy?
Flyboy, yeah. Because I guess he's the pilot because he knows how to fly the helicopter.
I wrote a lot.
The news pilot.
Steven, you stupid fuck.
Yeah. But he gets better. He gets better as it goes, though, too. And here's the thing, though. That's realistic. There's too many movies where, like, some dude who has no business being good with firearms gets in a bad situation and, like, lock and load. It's like, okay, why? And yeah, okay, you know, there's people that go hunting. There's people that maybe take their gun to the range, but they haven't trained for combat, you know? So obviously he's going to be shitty at it like this and not realize that if you're shooting at a zombie and your friend is on the other side of that zombie, you might kill your friend, especially if you're bad at aiming, you know, which he is. So it makes sense.
I love that Peter sticks the gun in his face and is like, doesn't feel good having a gun in your face, does it?
Yeah.
It's a really tense moment. I love it.
Yeah, sure. And, you know, I feel like it's kind of like Night of the Living Dead in a way where it's like just by nature of who the actors are and what they look like, it feels like it has a little more commentary on it, too. Mm-hmm. He's like, listen, Whitey, like, even though I'm, like, doing fine in life, I'm a police officer or whatever, you know, we get harassed more than you guys about shit like this. So, you know, it's very likely he's had a gun put in his face before he even became a cop, you know, so... But that's pretty much all the buildup, because then they get to the mall, and the rest of the movie is they're in the mall, and it's awesome.
It's so fucking good.
It's so
this
good.
Is over the course. I mean, obviously, we find out she's pregnant. She has like morning sickness, and she looks like shit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she's got a baby bump. So we think it's like 8 months?
Oh, I don't think about it. No, it doesn't take that long to get the bump going. But the bump just gets really, really fucking big.
Because since you've been through this, about like the size of her belly, how many months do you think she's along?
Probably just a couple.
Just a couple.
And they say at the beginning that they've known already for what, is it a month or two? Or did they say a couple weeks? I forget what they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, then by the end of the movie, because there's a few points in the movie where you can tell time is passing, kind of montagey kind of thing. And so yeah, by the end she looks a little more pregnant. So maybe then she's like 4 months along, maybe 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. And when Shandy says I've been through it, I have not been pregnant, but
your pregnancy, Timmy.
Some people think I am because of my cheese gut, but yeah, I have a child, and I paid attention to things when her mother was pregnant, because you know what? It's like a learning opportunity. Mm-hmm. Just like getting our bearded dragon. It's been fun learning about how that shit works. So anyways.
So now if there's a zombie apocalypse and Timmy, you're in a room with a woman that's pregnant and needs to give birth. I know who I'm calling.
Well, there you go. And that brings up an interesting point from the movie that it's a little later, but we don't really need to tackle it in order now. I mean, we just kind of said, here's what's happening. Now they're in the mall. Doesn't matter. So when Peter and Roger find out that she's pregnant, and obviously there's a zombie apocalypse going on, and she's smoking a cigarette as she tells him she's pregnant. Peter says, do you want to abort it? I know how. And I was like, wait,
Whoa.
What do you mean? Like, do you think he's had to do like the fucking coat hanger thing, or what does that mean?
Yeah, that scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you mean, you know?
Yeah. I think he's been in just horrible situations in his life, and that's probably why he empathized so much with the people in the project and stuff too, in the housing project. So it could be that. He does mention later his grandpa was a voodoo priest, so maybe there's a little bit of medical.
Oh, maybe that's how he knows how to do it.
Yeah, there can be a little bit of that stuff there, and there is a way. I mean, there is, I think, in some cases, herbal mixes you can drink to kill, to cancel out an embryo, I think, or a fetus, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, it's that's a weird moment. But yeah, so they get to this huge shopping center. They're checking it out, and they realize we could be on the second floor and not get harassed too much, and they find a door into the back part of the mall, like the offices and all the storerooms and stuff, and so they go in there. And then they just, the rest of the movie is them just kind of living in the mall and figuring shit out. And it's so fun. And, and obviously there's lots of good social commentary already, but more throughout the movie. And here's the thing, is like, this is such a good premise because everybody has dreamt about this, don't you think?
If for some reason there was an emergency and you had to fucking bail, where would you want to go? It'd be like either a grocery store, mall would be the best because it's got every fucking thing.
Not anymore, but in the 70s and 80s, hell yeah, so
yeah, I'd be going down to that Kmart.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, they literally had everything. It had a fucking room full of guns and ammo.
Do you mean the Kmart in New York that used to be there? Like you could go into the bottom floor of the Kmart, emptied out into the subway station.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, it was the Astor Place.
Yeah.
It was right by that, not CBGB, but there was another famous punk rock club right there, the Continental, I think. It was right by the Continental, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's been bulldozed down.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, R.I.P. Yeah, so they're in this shopping center thing, and there's like emergency ration kind of food up there and stuff, but then they realize like there's a lot of stuff down there. So they go and start figuring out how to access it. And I really like that the movie does treat the character as expertise, realistically, because you got these two SWAT guys, so they're basically trained as soldiers, and so they know how to like go through and clear them all, right? Then you got Steven, who's a pilot, and unfortunately Fran's skill set, which is like producing a news show, doesn't really translate to anything here, but she still is like, she's not like Barbara in the original Night of the Living Dead where she's just a catatonic woman the whole time,
No, Fran's great. I love when she finally speaks up for herself and tells him, hey, there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
I need to know what the fuck is going on. I need to learn how to fly the fucking helicopter. And thank fucking gosh, she does.
Yeah. She tells Steven, you need to teach all of us how to fly it. And that's one of the smartest ideas anybody has in the movie.
It's the
and it ends up being, and yeah, it's a little foreshadowing, but I mean, it also, even if it wasn't foreshadowing, that makes sense. You wouldn't want that to happen. You know what I mean? Like, you would want everyone to know how to do everything in this situation, which is why she also says, I need to know how to shoot a gun. Mm-hmm. You guys got to teach me this stuff. You got to teach me. Like, she's like, we all need to know how to do this stuff, And what if Peter was like, I can teach y'all how to do an abortion? They're like, no, we'll just wait on that one, pal. We don't know what you're going to do.
Thanks a lot, bud.
Yeah. But thanks for being here, buddy. And it's just so badass. Like, there's so many great shots of Peter and Roger, both in the apartment building, but now in the mall, of just like them coming around a corner with their guns. And there's, I mentioned Pulp Fiction a little bit ago, and there is a connection, at least in my brain, because like, there's so many good shots in this of the characters pointing their guns at the camera, which is something Tarantino did, and I think a little bit in Reservoir Dogs, but very famously in Pulp Fiction, a few shots, And I wonder, I'm sure there's been other movies before Dawn of the Dead that did it, but I mean, it might have been this one. I don't know, because there's some badass shots where they're doing that, So it's awesome. And they're just going through and they turn on the music, right? And like the shitty, what do you call that music? Just like
almost like elevator music, but not.
Yeah, because it's not an elevator, but it is essentially elevator music. But and then they turn on the fountains and all the weird little displays.
Turn everything on.
But it makes sense because it does distract the zombies.
Yeah. There's so many extras and so many different zombies. Who's your favorite zombie? Is it the same as mine?
I bet. because some of the zombies, when they turn the power on, are standing on the escalator. And when the escalator starts moving, they get very confused. There's one that looks like somebody's like grandpa or dad who's wearing like, I think, blue jeans and a white sweater. And they cut to him like on the escalator, like, oh no. And the thing is he's still alive at the end. Like he's one of the zombies that he makes it to the fucking end of the movie. And I didn't remember that. So this one, I'm like, he's alive still. Like at the end, obviously like every zombie movie, the shit hits the fan at the end and the zombies get into the character's like hideout, right? Yeah. So like it happens in every zombie movie. So, but yeah, he's like there. I'm like, all right. Hey.
All right.
So who was your favorite zombie?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
I love it because he doesn't look like how my face looks. I have my Dawn of the Dead makeup on with blood and shit.
Yeah.
He just looks like gray and bluish, but he's just kind of like walking around doing his thing. You know, there's just so many good ones. There's like him. Yeah. There's the nun.
Yes.
And when she came, I went sister.
Yeah. Sisters are doing it for themselves. Anyways. What is that song from? Anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, but I like anytime they're on the escalator was fun.
Yeah.
Well, but then you learn, because she even goes like, why do they come here? Like, why are they here? And it's because they're remembering this is where they used to go.
Yeah. Well, and before they watch the show, though, when they first get there, Peter, Ken Foree's character says, because someone's like, what are they doing? He's like, well, they remember this. He's like, this was important to them. Mm-hmm. And that's totally a comment on us dipshit consumers. Like the mall was important, but it was. But also, it's like it's not very important, you know.
It was when I was in a freshman in high school. My dad worked at the Sears in the mall, and the Sears was like one of the first stores that opened. Not every store opened all at the same time.
Oh,
we had that mall where the doors to the mall would open an hour before the stores would open, and the old ladies would be doing their exercise and making their laps.
Yeah.
So me and my sister would just go and sit and watch the old ladies. Like if we didn't have anything to do on a Saturday morning, my dad would go, well, do you just want to come with me to the mall? But nothing's going to be open for an hour.
Yeah. You're going to have to walk in circles with old women.
We did. It was fun.
Awesome.
That's why also a mall is great too, because you have the set of keys, the bajillion keys.
Yeah, at every store. Yeah.
You have the gates, and it's a great playground for a zombie fest movie.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's a good idea. And at this time, like my daughter watched some of this with me, and you know, we live about 4 hours from the Mall of America, so every once in a while we've been there, and so that still is like a mall. It's huge. You know, have you ever been there?
I haven't been, but I've heard how big it is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, so there are still malls like that. A couple episodes ago, I don't think it made it into the episode, but there was a story I told about going to see the Candyman remake at a movie theater in 2021, and that was at a mall in Providence, and that was similar to this mall, probably about the same size, and it was still like a lot of people there. Out here in the Midwest malls, there are empty malls, and like the haunted thing I'm part of is inside a mall, and we still have stores in the mall, but there's like thrift stores and stuff. You know, there's a few normal stores, but it's like, you know, it's just they're just not a thing anymore. But yeah, I mean, you know, in the 80s and 90s, the mall was fucking banging. And
it was important to us.
Yes, it
was.
It
really was.
For me, there was a social aspect to it. And it sounds like it was for you too. But our friend he was our friend and the guy that happened to sell pot, worked at the arcade. And so we all hung out with him at the arcade in the mall, you know, and we would terrorize them all a little bit. Two of my friends would go into the electronics store across the way from the arcade and stand in front of the huge display of like 100 TVs. And when a salesperson would come be like, how can I help you? They'd be like, yeah, you guys got any TVs here?
That's great. Yeah. That's fucking great.
There's another guy who would do like parkour way before people talked about parkour, but he would like just run up and like do little jumps and stuff off of like the different benches and things in the mall. But yeah, it's fun for me. And I'm sure for you to watch this, like, oh yeah, malls, you know, because they were a good time. It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure has an awesome scene in the mall too, you know? It's so fun to watch.
It's my favorite.
Have you ever been to a mall with an ice rink? Because in both this movie and Bill and Ted, the mall has an ice rink.
I never have. And I love the shot of her just by herself skating in this movie.
Yeah.
It's great.
Nice shot. Yeah. Because at that point, they haven't even shown you that yet. But then you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because when I lived in Portland, there was a mall that did. They had one. And I didn't know that was a thing until, I only knew it from Bill and Ted. But yeah, there's there is something about it because there was a social kind of aspect to malls, and it was kind of weird because it is like it's cheesy as fuck. There's a lot like most of the stores in a mall are part of some kind of chain. There's occasionally like an indie sort of small business, but and then there's always like stupid music. There's like things like the ice rink. So it's like, you know what it is? It's a little bit better than hanging out at the airport. But it's not dissimilar from hanging out at the airport. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little cooler than the airport. But that's
I mean, we have friends that had, like, their first jobs.
Sure.
You know? We'd go get our prom dresses at the mall. Mm-hmm. Shit like that. You know, got to go to the Hot Topic. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We didn't have one of those with the Sioux Falls Mall, which is still pretty good. The Sioux Falls Mall is still hanging in there. They have a lot of stuff going on there still, which is good. But, yeah, but our mall was cool, and it's, there's still some stuff in there, but the one thing, shout out to Senor Max's. Senor Max's is a Mexican-American restaurant, emphasis on quote-unquote American. What that means is...
Mexican-American.
Yeah, Cheech Chong, baby. Anyways, they like the color pink, right?
I love that song. I love that.
Which film is that from? It's the same one with Pee Wee Herman in it.
Yeah.
Is it Nice Dreams or Up in Smoke?
I think it's Up in Smoke, yeah.
Anyways, so Senor Max's, it's like white people Mexican food, but it's good, And the thing is they have great decor inside, great vibe. It's like white adobe, and they have these big woven like wicker basket chairs.
Whoa!
I love it, and and they've kept it. It's looked the same my entire life, and back in the day. Even before Black Friday was called Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving was still always a big shopping day. And so my mom and sometimes us kids or whoever would go, because it was in the mall. You go to Senor Max's and you could get just they're just like basic nachos. There's like a bunch of chips on a plate with a lot of melted cheese, like a lot of melted cheese. Yeah. My daughter and I got them recently, and like we got it for lunch. We split the nachos, then I had one taco, and she had like a little bit of rice and beans. We were like sick. Because the nachos, they're so big. We were like, oh, God, like. But anyways, and they're still there, and it's still the same thing.
Hell yeah.
So that's the part of the mall that's still, like, awesome, and everything else is a little goofy. But so malls are awesome. That's the short version of that. And when we were kids, yeah, I mean, imagining being in the mall with nobody else there, all the stores are open. You can take whatever you want. Everybody imagined that. I would think about that,
Yeah, so. I would definitely be putting on a fur coat.
Yeah.
Long gloves. Putting on all the jewelry. I'd be eating all that fucking candy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
One of the things I wanted to ask you was, so if you're in this situation, I think we're both hopefully smart enough that if the situation happened, we would get the important stuff first. Food and weapons and water and medical supplies, that kind of stuff, right? But as we see in the movie, after they have all that taken care of and they're there for longer, they just start kind of like going through and taking whatever. And so after you get all the essentials taken care of, where would you go first? You just said fur coats, so would you go get fancy clothes?
I'd probably go to the arcade.
Yeah, me too.
I'd go get a bunch of fucking candy and go to the arcade.
Yeah.
And I'd also like go to the whatever bar wherever the liquor was.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, they do that too.
Yeah.
I think that's included in essentials. Dude, if it's okay, first
Jack
of all,
Daniels, yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's a Nazi, if it's a zombie apocalypse, yeah, you're gonna want to drink. Also, if you're gonna be offering women abortions, you should probably have alcohol on hand to get them drunk, because what the hell is the matter with you? What would that entail?
My favorite thing was like when they first get there and they're sitting on all of the emergency supply boxes, and she goes, "Spam."
Yeah.
And then he's just eating Spam and smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
I went, hey, sounds like a good time to me.
Well, and he kind of corrects her little fucking uppity white person reaction to that too. He's like, "Do you have a can opener?" "No." "Well, then don't knock it, because these have their own opener. Because Spam has a little key on it, so you can open up." So that's it's kind of her first lesson in like survival. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like
and Spam is the shit.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Dude.
I've tried lots of stuff, never Spam. So you've tried it.
My favorite breakfast lately is just getting the microwavable rice, super sticky rice. It's in like a little bowl, but it's got an indent. So when you dump it over, there's a nice little bed. You can get a single slice of Spam in packets. I fry it really good on both sides. Put that on top of the rice. 2 fried eggs. Put that on top. Salt and pepper, QP mayo on top of that.
What's that?
So it's a Korean, Japanese mayonnaise. Yep. It's not as vinegary as like regular mayo. So it's a little sweet. It's delicious.
Sounds like it. That's good. I've never had it, and I should. It basically tastes like ham, right?
Yeah, it's great. What's funny is my parents used to fry it all the time when I was growing up, and I thought it was disgusting. And
now you're cool with it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Back in the day, Trevor would cut up Slim Jims and put them in ramen. So, which is okay. But I think Spam is better.
A little snap.
Yeah. Snap into it. Food for poor college kids. Snap into it. Oh yeah. But I think Spam sounds better that way. But yeah. And, she kind of gets her first little lesson there, like, okay. But then what's funny is, so then they have access to the mall. So then later on, the same guy who corrected her about the Spam, Peter, cooks them a nice meal in a fancy restaurant in the mall and lets them, her and her boyfriend or fiance or whatever, eat it themselves, So there's a lot of great scenes of just them going to stores and just finding stuff, and they are so gleeful about it because like I said, they say it's towards the beginning of the movie they say it's been going on for 3 weeks. Well, that's a long enough time for you to start realizing how much the world has changed, right? And so you're kind of like, oh man, there's this new harsh world where there's a lot less enjoyment and you're always worried about survival. But then they're in this mall, and so when Roger and Peter first break into the department store, and they're super happy right away, running around, and they first start he's like, I'm gonna find watches, and Peter's like, well, hold on, let's get guns and food, or whatever, the important stuff, So
I really like the shot when Flyboy and Peter are taking money from the till. They look at the security camera and there's just a click shot. It's a picture of them holding the money. It's great.
And Peter says in that scene, you never know. And I think what he means is right now, at this situation in society, money is useless. Everybody's fucking crazy. Nobody's running a store anymore. You just take what you need. I think he says you never know. You never know in case society gets rebuilt and we need money again. Well, here's a bunch of fucking money, So
hell yeah.
I accidentally did a very smooth segue to something I wanted to bring up talk about rebuilding society, which they start to do in this movie just among the 4 of them, when they first get in a storm, it's just boxes. And towards the end, they've made it into a living room, they got a TV, they got lamps and all this ugly 70s shit. It's ugly. Yeah. You know me, 70s fashion and style. Well, except for women's clothing, I think that still works. Like I said, everything else is ugly from the 70s. Anyways, so the 4 of them have kind of rebuilt their own little society. So I have to think that The Walking Dead took a lot of inspiration. It is much about rebuilding society. And I didn't watch all the show. And I read the first 100 issues of the comic. And the show took off from the story in different ways, which I don't have a problem with. Some people are like, it has to be exactly the same. It's why? Different mediums are going to tell a story different ways. It's fine. However, the best new thing they added was the brothers, the Dixon brothers. Daryl, who's still a main character on the spin-off shows, I guess, but also Merle, who is played by Michael Rooker. And Merle's a racist asshole, and he's kind of a bad guy. And then in about the middle of season 3, he starts kind of turning around, and he has to hang out with Michonne, who's a black woman, and they do a mission together, and it's very tense because he's a dickhead to her, and he's racist and probably sexist. But he kind of becomes this anti-hero kind of guy that's hanging out with the good ones, but is still a dick. And then they kill him and have him turn into a zombie, and his brother has to kill him. Boop, the end. And I was like, fuck this show. Because how good would it have been to keep that character alive? That's a fascinating character.
At least a couple more seasons.
Yeah, why not? You can have him die eventually, but make us like him first, Or at least make us appreciate him. It's if you watch Lost, if they killed Sawyer at the end of the first season. You know what I mean?
Oh, I would have been pissed.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, look, I like Michael Rooker. I don't think he looks as good walking out of the Pacific Ocean in just blue jeans as Josh Holloway does, but I think there's similar, vibes, like crazy redneck kind of guy. And so it's kind of similar, but I don't know. It's like, Sawyer was the best. And so I think it would have been the best. Anyway, so I think Dawn of the Dead is a much bigger influence. I feel like when people even still make zombie movies, they're shooting for Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, yeah. The whole thing of the operations that they would come up with, of the moving the semis with the helicopter over it. Oh. But Peter's still being mindful of like, we're good now. We've cleared this place out. But eventually there's going to be either troops coming through here or fucking looters.
Yep.
So we got to be prepared.
Yeah. And he was right.
Yep.
It really has this vibe in it that Peter is... all the characters are generally capable, but it has this vibe that Peter has kind of had a weirder life, maybe a harder life, and so he's a little bit more knowledgeable of like, hey, we have to think about this, and we have to think about this, and we have to think about this, Mm-hmm. And the woman, and in both cases you got two marginalized minorities who are like, hey, you guys, you fucking white dudes have been on Easy Street and don't have to think about how to survive because your survival is more or less guaranteed by the system, people that look like you created, right?
Yeah.
But we've had to think about this shit, and so you got to teach me how to fly a helicopter, shoot a gun, and you got to listen to Peter about how to not get killed by greedy people because he probably grew up in a poor situation where he had to deal with that shit,
Yeah, and Flyboy and Roger, they're overly confident, and it gets them in fucking trouble, of course.
Yeah.
And even Peter's just like, dude, dial it back a fucking notch, because look what just about fucking happened to you. You almost just got bit. And then what happens?
Then he gets bit.
You get careless if you get overly confident that, you're not going to get hurt by these things.
Right. And, I just made this connection. Which two characters survive and which two die, So.
Man.
Fucking Romero, man. He knew it, man. I bet that guy was so cool. Like, I obviously he was cool, but like, like to hang out with and talk to, because he seems like he's very thoughtful about things, So, and that's all it is. Like when people are like, talk about socialism, kindness, or left, it's like, just take away all the labels. It's about being empathetic and being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, and right from that angle instead of your own angle, So, he was good at that, And of course, Peter ends up being right because some looters show up. But there's just so many fun things in this movie, and the zombie action is good. The zombie gore when they shoot somebody in the head. There's a lot of headshots in this movie. I think not only movies, but this thing influenced video games, big time.
Oh yeah, I mean they missed the head a lot.
Yeah,
so it's just a lot of really good body shots.
Yeah,
too.
but also headshots, because in like the Resident Evil, you gotta use the controls. You can shoot at the zombie straight ahead, but you gotta use the controls to aim up and shoot them. You can shoot the zombie in the body, but then you gotta use the controls to shoot at their head. It always works better. So I hope Zach has a scene like that in his movie. He's making Resident Evil film. But anyways, but there was a zombie video game series called Dead Rising, and I haven't played them a ton, but one of them takes place in a mall. And
cool.
Obviously this is why, so. And I have a question. I've not been in very many gun stores, but in this one, when they go into the gun store, the music playing in the gun store is insane.
What was that? I completely forgot that it changed.
It's like Native American drum circle music.
Yeah.
But then also like gunfire. So it's like supposed to be like a Cowboys and Indians thing, I guess.
So it's supposed to be like a hunting vibe we got going on. So it's like them going into the jungle.
No, I think that's music in the store. Like I think that's what's playing in the store. Yeah. I think that's the store music.
Okay.
Because the way it's there's terms for like music coming from within the world of the movie, or like soundtrack music, and I forget the two words. I think one's diegetic. I can't forget.
You said it before in one of these episodes.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyway, so just the way it's sounding, you can kind of tell like, okay, this is in the world of the movie. Okay, so diegetic is when it occurs within the character's world, right? And so non-diegetic, I guess, is just the easiest way to say the other kind. But so I believe that music is, and and there's a lot of taxidermy in the scene, dead animals and stuff. So they cut to a lot of those close-ups on different taxidermy, deer heads and stuff, and then cutting to the characters getting guns and ammo and stuff. And it's because, they're going to go hunting for the zombies. They say that. But also they are the prey. in this. They're the prey to the zombies. Then a little bit later, when looters finally do break into the mall, they're prey to the looters, even though the looters don't understand how much they have their hands full, so how much they bit off here and can't chew. So I feel like they really use the mall a lot to get a lot of cool, interesting things and interesting kind of ideas.
That's why the mall's great. 'Cause you have all the different rooms.
Yeah, different things.
There's a shot of her sitting in front of the maternity store, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. But she does have like a muumuu thing on, like a maternity dress on later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. There's this whole part of it where the characters are kind of trying to live normally in this like weird, compacted, like boxed up version of life, which is what a mall is. Self-contained.
Yeah, while Roger is slowly losing his fucking mind.
It is good that you bring that up because it's like they are kind of like trying to have a normal life, but they're kind of ignoring like, well, we got Roger got bit because they got to move these trucks around to blockade the doors, and he's getting real cocky and having too much fun, and then a zombie woman's about to kill him, and Peter shoots her, and he gets the blood in his mouth, and that's when he starts to really get weird.
Yeah, he freaks out.
And I was like, you know what? I can see that. Because, dude, if I got someone else's blood in my mouth for any reason, I would freak out.
But also,
right?
Do we know that if it can change us or not?
Well, we
don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying regular case, like right now, if I had someone else's blood in my mouth, it'd be gross. In this situation, this is an undead person, and he probably got her brains and skull in his mouth too. Like you said, we don't know. Could that have exacerbated? Because then he gets bit after that, like Shandy mentioned, and so could that exacerbate the problem? I don't know. You don't know, and you don't need to know. But it's obviously gross, and it drives him crazy. And so then he's just too cocky, and he gets bit and slowly changes.
He still contributes, though, man.
He does, dude. There's a great scene. They gotta go get more stuff. So he's like, his leg's fucked up and he's bitten on the arm. And then later, a zombie lady grabs his leg and
she
smushes
opens up the fucking wound.
Yeah.
It's so good. She's like, food.
Oh, ooh, leg. So he can't really walk, but they're going around to do more, like they're trying to close all the main doors to the mall and do all these different things. So they have him in a wheelbarrow. And so they just like haul ass past the zombies, and he's in the back with a gun just shooting them.
It's great.
Yeah, you see him get frustrated because, like, throughout the movie, Roger is a really good shot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene early on when they're at the gas station thing where Steven's trying to shoot a zombie and just keeps missing. And that's when he almost shoots Ken Foree's character. And Roger's like, hold on. And he just, like, takes one shot and kills all these zombies, instant headshot, because he's, like, a trained soldier. And so then later on, now he's been hurt and stuff. They're in this wheelbarrow. He's not as good. And he like keeps hitting them in the body, not the head. And you see him be like, God damn it. Like he's frustrated, And also he knows that he's getting zombie flu or whatever the fuck it is. And he's already like shivering and like kind of weird and changing. So he just knows that he's, it's just very frustrating.
Well, Peter even says, he's like, man, we've seen a lot of these guys get bit and they don't last more than 3 days.
Yeah. And that's about what it is.
Coming. Probably. Man, his makeup when he turns is so fucking good. Him and Flyboy's makeup is really
I was gonna
good.
say Flyboy Stevens is my favorite. I think he looks the best, and that actor just has a good zombie. He has a good face to be a zombie because he's got kind of a long face and big eyes, so it looks good to have him hollowed out looking. He looks great. I forget what that actor's name is. I'll look it up. None of these guys are. Ken Foree is probably the most successful actor, followed by Tom Savini. Is probably the two people who've had the most success, which is funny. But so the guy who plays Steven is David MG, and he died last year, actually.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, he was only in 4 movies. One called The Booby Hatch, and he played a character named Angelo Fettuccini. I mean, that was a very respectful Italian character. Dawn of the Dead, obviously. Then Basket Case 2, that's a random one. And Hellmaster.
Oh my God, he is in that. That's the best. No, Basket Case 2, that's the best one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. Only the first one.
It's so much better than the first one.
Oh, interesting. I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he and Roger both eventually get zombified. Now, here's something very fucking interesting and very weird that I found out about the guy who plays Roger. So, Okay, it's okay. So I looked, I'm just looking up as the movie's on. This was why it took me so long because I kept pausing it to read things. But okay, so the guy who plays Roger in Dawn of the Dead is named Scott Hale Reininger. Okay, but when you look him up on Wikipedia, it says Scott Hale Reininger, Harlan Sahib Bahadur, Prince of Gore, Ghor. Yes. So here's the deal. In 2004, it was revealed that he is the Prince of Gore, which is a province in western Afghanistan. Reininger's great-great-great-grandfather, Josiah Harlan, was the first American to set foot in Afghanistan. Harlan was granted sovereignty in perpetuity for himself and his descendants in exchange for military support. So they were helping fight these raiders that came into that part. And so the Emir Dost Muhammad Khan, emirs like their kind of royalty, sent Josiah in with an armed group, and then afterwards he was like, okay, you have this land and you get sovereignty here. And later on, the guy back in America was advocating for them and stuff. And so this actor, Scott Reininger, he's expressed mild interest in the title, suggests passing it to his younger brother, who's named Harlan. And that guy's like a documentary producer. But in general, he considers the title an anecdote of curiosity of no real-world importance. So isn't that crazy?
When you said gore, I was like gore, like Gore. How fitting. Also, how crazy that he's like a military guy in this movie.
Yeah, so his great-great-great-grandfather was some sort of like dude. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Wow.
But yeah, so that's just very strange. But anyways, the other thing about the actors in this movie is they all do a good job. And even the ones that did move on to do more stuff, Ken Foree and Tom Savini, even that, Tom Savini's had his own career doing makeup, obviously, so he's fine. But like Ken Foree's still around, and like I feel like he should have been a bigger deal.
Yeah, I do too.
Because he's great. He's good in this, and he's got a great attitude, a cool look. But mainly he's done horror films. He did this. He did Texas Chainsaw 3. He did Death Spa. And he did From Beyond. And a few other things. I forget. Oh, he was in The Devil's Rejects. That's right.
I mean, most of the lines that I remember are lines that he says. I just really believe him when he is talking about again, like his like father, grandfather, or whatever.
Yeah, his grandfather, the voodoo priest.
Yeah, when she's just like, why are they all here? And he goes, well, because there's no more room in hell. And when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Right. Which is the most famous line from this entire series, the Night of the Living Dead series.
Fucking great.
And so that's him, yeah. So, yeah, he's awesome. Oh, hey, he was in X-Files. He was in an episode of X-Files. Oh, he's in The Dentist. That's right. So,
the minute the looters come and Savini's on screen, I went, Savini, get away from here.
Uh-oh.
Get you and your guys out of here. Man, Savini must have had fun. So he did the effects on this, and then he got to like hit people with machetes and all kinds of cool ass shit.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I think Savini gave himself the coolest kills.
Yeah, he really did.
Cause he like gets to put his machete in a guy's head, you know.
Yeah, he puts his like foot on the body and then does the hit, which was great.
Yeah. Now, here's the deal. Savini is just so interesting. He's an interesting looking man, and his acting, like, he's not a bad actor. He has to play a certain kind of role, which is he has to play kind of someone slimy, right? Mm-hmm. He's definitely slimy in this. And I know I brought up the last episode of Creep Show, but here's the deal is so this was made, I think the next film George Romero made was a movie called Night Riders, Knight. And it's not a horror movie. It's a drama about these guys who have a kind of traveling Renaissance fair, and they dress up in knight armor and they do jousting on motorcycles. And so the story in that movie is about how Ed Harris is the main character, and he's very traditional, and he doesn't want to. It's kind of about art, and it's kind of it's about selling out, sort of. So Ed Harris like doesn't want to like sign contracts to take this to the next level, be a national touring company, set up in Vegas, all that stuff, right? Tom Savini's character is like, yeah, let's make some real money doing this, you know? And the group splits up, and Savini and his guys go out and get these show business kind of careers in Las Vegas, which means they try and make them look sexy, which means in this movie, Night Riders, there's a scene where they're doing a photo shoot, and Tom Savini is wearing nothing but leather-studded briefs, and he's like posing on the ground, and he's hairy. And he's definitely got a sexuality to him, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, he does. He's hot.
Yeah, he's got a thing. But Knight Riders is just interesting tying this in because we talked about Creepshow. Ed Harris is in that. Ed Harris stars in Knight Riders. Tom Savini and Ken Foree both have big parts in Knight Riders, but a lot of these other actors from both Creepshow and this are in that too. Prince whatever, the guy that plays Roger, is in Knight Riders. So if you want to hear me talk more about Knight Riders, I did it on an episode called the Overdue Rentals. You can look up, by the way. Anyways, okay, going back to this movie then. So towards the end, they're shutting them all off from the rest of the world. And then they kind of argue about whether they should turn the TV on. No one's going to ever get in touch with us. But then shortly after that argument, the radio turns on and they start hearing chatter. And it's because a bunch of looters have found them all. And the first scene we have with them is it starts with a shot out of binoculars of the helicopter. And the guy's like, oh, there's someone at the mall. And it goes to this one dude standing next to Tom Savini, who's kind of the leader of this group. And he's like, let's go in. And the guy's like, no, let's go in at night. And Tom Savini's like, yeah. And then he takes out a switchblade handle, which is a comb, and he combs his beard a little bit, which is weird. I don't know anything about it. I haven't listened to the commentary. I would assume Savini's like, because anyone who is a good actor, like my character has to have how do I give my character something interesting? It'll set him apart a little bit. Okay, he'll be like this, right? So as he's doing this, and right as the scene is like cutting away, you hear the other actor go, is that a comb? And I don't think it was the character saying that. I think that's the actor who didn't know Savini was going to do that and sees him pull out a switchblade. And then he said, oh, is that a comb? I think that's what it was. I don't know.
That would be awesome.
It just seems that way, It's funny because at this point, Roger has died, and yes, Peter had to shoot Roger.
Yeah.
But Roger had really great zombie makeup, like Shandy said. That's how we kind of got on the tangent about all the other stuff. But anyway, so he's dead, so now it's just Peter and Steven and the girl and Fran. That made me sound like a dick. So now it's just Peter and Steven and Fran, and they at this point, like, he's been training them to shoot better. They've also been ice skating. And so they're watching the Tom Savini's group come in. And Steven says something about, like, maybe we can just make him go away or something, or hide. And Peter says, oh, no, this is like an organized army. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, well, there's a lot of them. But once his group gets into the mall, Shandy, are they organized?
Man, the random ass shit they take.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The fucking bowling ball. Why are you taking the bowling ball? But I love when the guy goes to take the TV and he goes, what are you going to watch on it? He goes, and he just like throws him the sledgehammer. He throws the TV at another TV and then hits the TV with the sledgehammer. Yeah. I fucking snorted.
I love that. Yeah. We got to smash a TV once for a promo for IFC. Trevor got to do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we were in this weird abandoned warehouse where it had gross air, like, because just pigeons have been living in there shitting for like decades. And so the air was like thick. And so when he broke the TV, it's like the glass shards like floated in the air a little bit. And we had to like cover our mouths and get out of there because like we were like, we could breathe in this fucking broken glass. Yeah, it was weird.
I bet it made a cool look though.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
None of us, they didn't kill any of us as far as we know. So,
I mean, they were taking everything.
They were. And what I was thinking about is like, okay, so the four main characters, they maybe would look down on these guys, the way they're looting, like, well, we didn't do that. It's like, but they did, just in a more civilized way. And they took stuff they didn't need as well, but they were kind of just trying to have a normal life, But these guys, are just grabbing shit, and it's like, there's not really any rhyme or reason to it. They're like one guy, when they're walking out of the department store, one of the biker guys has a mannequin wearing clothes. It's like, well, you didn't just take the clothes.
I know.
And I was like,
isn't the guy with the sombrero with the machine gun?
maybe it was him. I can't remember, but he has another great moment.
Fucking hilarious, and I wrote that down too because it's hilarious.
His next scene is amazing. But so they have this mannequin, and I'm like, oh god, I hope that guy's not gonna like fuck the mannequin.
He's like, this is my girlfriend now.
Yeah. I got a lady. Because, it's like the apocalypse. They're crazy. There are women in the group, but, it's like, maybe this guy, I don't know. So.
Have you ever seen that show, The Umbrella Academy?
I read the comics, and I saw a couple episodes of the show. I think I watched the full first season, yeah.
Yeah, where what's his face has, he's gone so far in the future that he's in the apocalypse world, but his like girlfriend is a mannequin. Is that in the comics?
Yeah, I think it was in the comics a little bit, yeah. Number 5, the kid, the permanent kid or whatever. Yeah.
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 So maybe it was his girl. I got my girlfriend.
Oh boy. But yeah, and there is sort of a dichotomy between our main characters and them, but also they are all just stealing stuff. And early on, Peter says something else awesome, which is, we're the thieves, we're the bad guys. But, I actually disagree with him because, like, in this situation, and maybe it's even Romero disagreeing with him too, because they live comfortably. They get furniture and TV. They're smoking cigars. Peter's wearing fucking turtlenecks.
They're eating caviar and cheese and olives.
Yeah. Later on when they get the cheese, one of the notes I wrote down, I'm like, I would not have taken that long to get to the cheese. Like, that would be, as I mentioned earlier, looking for the essentials. Cheese would be on the essentials. I'd be like, we need water and then cheese.
And booze.
And guns. But yeah, we need water, cheese, and booze. Then let's think about protecting ourselves. But if we don't have water, cheese, and booze, why protect ourselves? Because life's not worth living. So, Yeah, but whatever. So I don't know. Like, so they're stealing, so he thinks they're bad guys. But also it's kind of, this whole thing is kind of Romero criticizing consumer culture. So it's like, well, why are you bad? You're quote unquote bad because you're like taking stuff you didn't pay for. Well, a lot of this stuff was unfairly priced, and, in a lot of cases, because you're a black dude, you probably would have gotten looked at weird for walking into the store. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a whole unfair system, capitalism and consumerism. So like, hey, you're not a bad guy, man. You're just trying to live. And then these bikers come in, and they're like being very wasteful. Like the 4 main characters, when they go through the stores, they don't really mess shit up. They kind of like leave it the way it is. They just take what they need, and because you never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
so,
these lures come in like a fucking tornado.
Yeah, Jesus. They do, and they're on motorcycles and stuff, and they're killing the zombies. And there's some good zombie stuff, like we said. Savini gives himself some awesome kills with a machete, killing zombies and stuff. But there's one where and this actually probably leads directly into Night Riders. So there's a scene where there's a guy driving a motorcycle, and Savini's in a sidecar standing with a machete. And like they drive by the zombies, he's cutting their heads off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
In Night Riders, when you joust, you have a sidecar. And the sidecar person has like a weapon too. And so
cool.
I just realized like, I'm sure this was kind of almost practice for that. Because I'm pretty sure it was the next film they made. But anyways, at this point, Roger's been dead. And like Shandy and I said, Roger got overly confident and got bit and turned a zombie, got his ass killed. Flyboy is also becoming that way. Because what does he do to the bikers and looters?
Just why don't you listen to Peter? He even said to you, just let them light it up. They're going to come in, do their shit, take what they fucking want, and they're going to leave.
Yeah. He says they're not here for us.
Yeah. Stay out of fucking sight. This dude, we're the ones that cleared this place out. This is ours.
Yeah.
So he is going into that, like, they are the bad guys bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, dude, it isn't yours. It isn't theirs. It should be everybody's, technically.
Colonialist, right?
Yeah.
That's like that's the same shit they said about taking land from the natives. This is ours, Because
I say so?
Exactly. That's it. Manifest destiny.
Because you wrote something on a fucking piece of paper?
Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever.
The hell?
So it's not yours. And look what he does.
It ruins everything.
Well, yeah, he does ruin their situation at the mall. He also, like, the other 2 people get away, so he mainly ruins shit for himself. Mm-hmm. And because he starts shooting at them, well, they shoot back, they hit him in the shoulder, and then later on, he's in this elevator. The power turns off for a little bit, so then he's stuck in the elevator, and then by the time the power gets back on, there's too many zombies around, and they kill him, and that's it. Then next time you see him, he's a zombie. He would not have been in that situation. Had he not shot at them, he wouldn't have gotten shot.
Nope.
And it would have been fine.
He would have survived. His greed. When he got shot in the arm, I went, you deserve that fucking shot, boy.
Yeah, he did. And he and Fran seem to have a realistic relationship where they're not always happy with each other, but they seem to love each other. And he seems, they have the discussion about aborting the baby. I almost said expiring the baby because I was looking at the bottle of Pepto-Bismol where it says expiration. But anyways.
Did you drink expired Pepto-Bismol?
No. This does expire for until January of 27.
Yeah, that shit lasts forever. That needs to go in the essentials
Yeah, exactly. Well, especially if you're gonna eat. If Fran, who's pregnant, is gonna eat that wheel of cheese, well, she'll need X-Lax because she might get pent up, but she'll probably get stomach issues too, and we'll need some Pepto-Bismol because I think one of the things that can happen to women and when they're pregnant is you get constipated. I assume just because there's just a lot of stuff in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, your uterus and the baby growing is just pushing on everything. And then you're still having your period or may not be having your period. So there's like all that bullshit too.
Jeez.
But man, they got lucky in this movie that they had morphine. Holy shit. They must have gotten that in the survival kits, I guess. I was like, man, when she has the baby, is that going to be her epidural? Just fucking hit her in the back with it, morphine.
I'm just realizing this now that stuff was probably there because a lot of malls were designated fallout shelters. Ours was.
Oh. Some of them had pharmacies too. Did
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we definitely would go to the pharmacy to get stuff.
Well, and like you mentioned a while ago, this one has a bank. You know, a lot of malls had banks in them. You know,
it's a small town.
It is a small town. Like I said, it's a condensed box set version of American life. So they live their little condensed box set version of American life while they're there, and then it gets shattered by the bikers and zombies and whatnot. But Savini doesn't hang around for too long because, like, once Flyboy starts shit, well, the thing is you got all these bikers and like looters, but maybe some of them are military. I don't know. But so now they're firing back. Well, Peter is a bad ass. And so is Roger. If Roger was still alive here, they probably could have killed all of them. You know what I mean? They're excellent soldiers. So, like, Peter's, like, shooting these guys, and he's just, this is such great action stuff. Ken Forey's, like, rolling around on the ground, and, like, he gets under that bench and, like, shoots his sniper rifle at people and stuff like that. It's awesome. And he's just, like, rolling around kicking ass. And, like, it's great. It's great.
And they're all just running around willy-nilly shooting.
Yeah. And like the only reason they even hit Flyboy is because there's a lot of them shooting. You know what I mean? It's not because they're good at this. But Ken Forey encounters Tom Savini, and I mean, you know, we all love Tom Savini, but you know, Forey versus Savini, how do you think it's gonna go? You know, so he shoots him and he dies, and then they leave, and then that's pretty much it. But of course, you know, the bikers have let in a bunch of zombies because they broke the windows and doors open. So like we mentioned at the beginning of this, like every zombie movie, at the end, shit is fucked, bro.
Yeah, I said this twice. In the beginning when they got to the mall, and at this point I went, there's just too many of them. There's too many.
Zombies?
Yeah. They're going to get overwhelmed, and it's great. All the body pulls are awesome.
All the what?
The body pulls from the zombies are awesome.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the way they, a couple of bikers get killed very graphically.
Real good.
And they get killed real good. There's like intestines and stuff. And the movie, throughout the movie, is bloody, but it's not very gory until that part. There's some, like I said early on, like in the apartment building, there's like some flesh bites that are pretty gross and stringy, but like, it's mostly just people getting shot and zombies getting shot in a couple bites. But so, yeah, at the end, they got the guys, and they do this again in Day of the Dead, where once the shit really hits the fan, that's when the gore comes out, because they're just ripping these dudes apart, and there's intestines in the pole. It's great. There's also, towards this scene when the shit's really hitting the fan, Steven's dead, and Ken Forey knows that because he hasn't seen it, but he knows he was in the elevator, and the power went out, and the power comes back on, and he's like, get out of there, and he just hears the gun going off, so he's like, okay, he's dead. So he goes and meets up with Fran, and he's like, she's like, is he dead? And he's like, I heard the gun go off. And like, you know, he's probably dead, basically. And that, so he makes her go to the roof to get in the helicopter, get the hell out of here. And so he stays behind. And so when they were in the gun store, you see them take all sorts of different guns. At one point, Ken Forey picks up a sexy Derringer. And I call it that because my friends Casey and Hans had a sketch group where they had a sketch about the sexy Derringer. That's that tiny, tiny little gun that has like one shot. And it's a sexy Derringer because there's so many Westerns that like dancing ladies hold it in their garter on their thigh, you know.
It's easy to conceal.
Exactly. So then it must be all he's got left, because then at the very end, Fran's going to the rooftop to get in the helicopter, and Ken Forey, Peter, has the sexy Derringer. And this is so awesome. Like, he's got it to his head. And I was like, dude, I don't even know if that'll be hard enough to get through your skull and kill you, BT dubs. But anyway, so he's got it up to his head. And then you're cutting to Fran getting in the helicopter and taking off. And she's waiting for him and waiting. But there's zombies coming out of the roof. She's like, I gotta go. And then it cuts back to him. And another zombie comes in. And then this triumphant music, like I don't know if we heard the same score, but did you get, it was like mostly Dario Argento music, but also like normal sounding movie music in some parts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So at this part was like, right? Like hero music, is that what you got? Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, okay, I do have the will to live.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like A-Team theme is what it sounds like. He's not gonna kill himself. The world is fucking sucky, but he's not gonna die right now.
Also, you're gonna let a pregnant woman go by herself? Come on.
Yeah, dude, that too. It's like,
She
this
hasn't had the
lady's
baby yet.
pregnant.
What the fuck?
The father's dead. She's in a helicopter with who knows how much gas in it. Wants to take off. She says not much. So yeah. So I think that was part of it too, because he's been responsible. And honestly, I love Peter and Fran's relationship in this, their friendship, because like when she meets him and they're getting in the helicopter, she's like, can we handle the extra weight? Like that's all she sees him as at that point, extra weight. But then the first thing he says, like when he's in there, he talks to her. He's like, is that your man? Yeah. You know, stuff like that. He's like, I just like to get to know everybody. And like, he just shows care for her the entire movie, you know? And like we've said a few times, since the two like kind of headstrong white dudes don't really listen to them very well, so Peter and Fran listen to each other a little better, you know, and they seem to empathize with each other better. So, you know, and he really seems to care about them, like when he cooks them a dinner, you know.
Yeah, and she wants to include him. She's like, "What about you?" And he's like, "Oh no, this is just for you guys."
And I think a lesser director or someone who's not more thoughtful about humanity would have had a point where Peter tries to like hook up with her or you know, maybe even rape her. I don't know. But you know what I mean? A lesser directors will be too tempted by the idea of people being isolated and, oh, now they're going to have sex. But you know what? Humans can be better than that. We're not all like that, right? And so, no, this guy, he's a good man. He's empathetic. He's like wants to take care of this lady. Now, they take off in a helicopter. They're the only two characters to survive. Very likely that if they survive, she has the baby, he helps father the baby. Yeah, maybe they'll start a relationship.
Maybe they'll grow to like each other. Yeah.
Yeah, but that would be natural. Like, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna just because
You're the last woman.
Yeah, yeah. There's none of that, you know?
Yeah, I'm a man. I need to get my dick wet. Blech.
Exactly. There's none of that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that too a lot. We don't fucking need it.
Yeah, you don't. You don't need it in every movie, you know? And all the characters are good. And this is just, I mean, I don't know. Like, Romero just seems such a thoughtful filmmaker. It's just cool. And the way he was all very indie-minded and always wanted to shoot in Pennsylvania and always wanted to have, like, his buddies in the movie. Because you look at the cast for his movies, it's like the same people all the time, you know? So it's pretty cool.
He was the Wes Anderson of his time.
Yeah, only not so fucking cutesy. But Wes Anderson, I do understand the comparison, but here's the difference. Wes Anderson is obsessed with putting celebrities in his movie, though. I mean, you watch his newer movies, the last 10, 20 years, and it's all famous people.
Yeah, which is...
Well, even my favorite of his, Royal Tenenbaums, it's like 10 of the best actors at the time, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever, so...
I will say, too, Romero is really, really... I love that he gets super, super serious... But then there's just these silly little moments.
Yeah.
He's got a great sense of humor. And I think we were going to talk about the same character doing the same thing from one of the looters when he goes to check his blood pressure. Yes. Did he think he was just going to sit there still and they weren't like he was a mannequin and they weren't going to eat him?
I don't know. My little comment on that was shout out to the guy who stops in the middle of a zombie apocalypse to check his blood pressure. You got to stay healthy, man.
And then, but I like how they still like revisit it after they've like torn him. It's like,
yeah,
your blood pressure is too high.
Yeah, they kill him. And yeah, you see him sitting down to check his blood pressure as zombies run up and start killing him. It's like, dude, did you just not? Maybe he's wasted. I don't know. It's the same sombrero dude.
Yeah,
too.
That guy's great.
And so then we cut to him later. The zombies are killing him, and then it cuts to it again, and it's just his arm sitting in the blood pressure. If you got your blood pressure taken, it's like a Velcro thing that wrap around your bicep, and so it's his arm just stuck in it, and the rest of him is gone. It's being eaten on the floor, and it says. What did it say, low or high? I forget.
It's like, your blood pressure is way too high.
Yeah.
I think that's me in this movie. Because, like, anytime I would see those blood pressure machines, like, especially, like, as a kid or a teenager, I had to go do it. I had to go stick my arm in it.
Let's talk about you in this movie, because I had a comment. I can't.
No.
I don't. I don't know if this is going to make sense, okay?
Okay.
But for some reason, and I've seen this movie several times, and this is another zombie that's just kind of notable that I always pay attention to. But for some reason, okay, so when they're at the gas station and fueling up the helicopter before they get to the mall, there's this zombie that shows up who's got like kind of blonde hair and like a goatee and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that gets the top of his head chopped off by the helicopter rotor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but he reminds me of you, and I don't know why. I don't think it's. First of all, you don't have a goatee. Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. What? Can you grow whiskers? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, man. I mean, I could just do this makeup, but then add the goatee, and then I would be that guy.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Because I don't know. It just, I was like, well, at least kind of looks like he's related to you. I don't know if it have similar faces or what it was, but for some reason, I'm like, it's kind of like Shandy. And I'm like, why did I think that? I mean, there's lady zombies in the movie, but why did that one? Like, I don't know. So, whatever. But I just thought that was weird enough to note. I'm like, I'm not sure why I thought you were the hippie looking zombie that gets top of his head chopped off. But yeah, I don't know. He had BSE, Big Shandy Energy. So, but anyways, Peter decides not to kill himself, and so the triumphant music kicks in, like do 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 do, and it was very A-Team. Do 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 do. Do. It was a lot like that. And so then he runs and he does A-Team shit. He like jumps onto the helicopter as it's taking off. And he like kicks the zombies. There's a lot of good zombie kicking in this movie. Tom Savini gets some good kicks in.
A lot of good kicks and just like ramming into them.
Yeah, like the car. They have the car on display and they do that. I've always wondered because, back in the day in malls, there were cars on display in the mall, And I've always wondered if they're functional like that. Like, do you think it had gas in it? Well, this movie it did. And if you've ever seen the Chuck Norris film Invasion USA, yes, there's a mall scene. And that's a pretty great action scene because it's a mall on Christmas Eve or right around Christmas. So it's like a lot of Christmas decorations and Chuck Norris. And there's like a Jeep or some kind of Chuck Norris will only drive like quote unquote manly vehicles, right? So it's like a Jeep or some shit like that. And it's on a display in the mall and it works. So I guess just a thing in 80s movies. But anyways, or this is 78. But anyways, you know what else there's a lot of? There's a lot of good gun clacks.
Oh, yeah.
Guy holding a gun or a rifle like, I'm ready. There's a lot of that. And the scene when Steven and Peter are in the gun store, there's like 50 of those moments. He's like, and you never get sick of them, right? It's always cool, It's like when I play a video game, like my daughter and I have been playing Borderlands 4, right? And so it's awesome when your gun comes out. They make all those noises, like I don't fantasize about shooting people, but guns and action and that stuff is fun, and so it's fun in a video game. So you just want to do that because of the movies you've seen, right? Like yeah, like yeah, motherfucker, I'm ready, So I like that.
I like the like Roadrunner type sound. In the beginning when they're in the mall and he's down in like the boiler room, there's that one zombie that's following him around, and he keeps just shooting randomly, and then the bullet goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
yeah, it ricochets.
I went, man, he is gonna hit something and they're gonna have to leave because he's being careless. This man is so fucking careless. Almost got himself killed too.
Yeah, several times. And the thing is like he is not from this lifestyle, He's just works for the news. He's a helicopter pilot. So okay, whatever. Given the time frame of the movie, 1978, and the fact he knows how to fly a helicopter, it's possible he was in the military, and a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. But he's not very good at combat. And then he's especially once Roger dies. Well, he's hanging out with Peter all the time, and obviously towards the end, now he's been trained up a little bit. And they show, like I said, they show some training, but like he does manage to shoot a zombie in the head later, that kind of stuff. And so does she. Yeah, they do a good job at making her capable too. But definitely. But then the ricocheting becomes, they bring it up later because they're in the department store and it's Steven and Peter, and it has that chain gate thing you see in front of so many storefronts in a mall. And there's zombies outside of it, so Steven's gonna shoot. Again, why would you need to shoot then? You're safe. Like, don't shoot.
Save your bullets. You're eventually gonna run out. Like,
yeah. Play a fucking video game, man. Although at that point they only had like weird little video games like they show in the arcade.
Well, there were moments where I went, where are the knives? Where are your knives? Why are you wasting bullets? Right. Why aren't you taking them out? Just like have the gate down and just take them
Yeah.
out through the fucking gate one by one.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see knife action until Savini shows
Nope.
up. You know, but so at that point they're in the store and he wants to shoot the zombie through the chain link like gate thing, and Peter's like, "Yeah, the holes aren't big enough. You'll probably miss and it'll ricochet and it'll be in here with us." You know, so yeah, he's just a very smart character. But but so that's all they did. They take off at the end, and then it ends playing more goofy elevator music over shots of the zombies walking through the mall. And that's one of the things this movie's most famous for, is just the shots of zombies shopping. And it's basically George Romero being like, "This is us," you know? So.
I do like that these zombies also know how to use tools.
Yeah, and they talk about that
Mm-hmm.
on the TV. And when you think about it, so
Scary. I don't like that.
yeah, it is scary. But so the zombies get better at cognitive stuff as the series goes on. So, Night of the Living Dead is the night that this happens, and so zombies are pretty useless. They're just are going to grab you and eat you. So in this, it's been a few weeks or a month later. And by the end of the movie, it might have been more months like we were talking about. There's definitely some time passing.
I mean, he's climbing the fucking ladder at the end.
Oh, the zombies are, yeah.
Yeah.
And like Shady said, they are remembering things. And so they're climbing a ladder and all that stuff. And they can use tools. And that's what's interesting when they bring that up earlier, the zombies remember stuff. Like, you just remember what you were kind of doing, right? That becomes a problem because Steven becomes a zombie. He remembers walking through this door. Well, that's the door that leads into their little secret area where they've been living. And so he, breaks into it, and that's how he gets in. Yeah, he climbs up the ladder, and other ones climb up the ladder. It's crazy. So the longer they are out there, the kind of better they get at stuff. And then the third one, Day of the Dead, takes place in this military complex. A woman trains one of the zombies to shoot a gun, but also talk, right? Doesn't he talk in that one?
Crazy.
Yeah, isn't it Bud or something like that? Is that his name? Anyways, but yeah, so it is cool, and that is very scary. In the Dawn of the Dead remake was one of the first times. So I think it was 28 Days Later came first, but one of those two films was when you first see fast zombies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want any fast zombies. Very slow, or I can see you, and take my time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the slow ones get you too, because they're a lot quieter.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kind of turn the corner, and their fucking one is.
Yeah, and because they're not running, they kind of group up better. So that's why there's going to be a big mob of them. And yeah, well, we've seen it many, many, many times in zombie stuff. There's a lot of them. They'll get you. They go and get you. And
they're coming for you, Barbara.
They're coming for you, Barbara. Yeah. But so that's this movie. It's good. Good night.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead in 3D.
Are you gonna make it to the morning?
Ooh, Dawn of the Dead. Well, Day of the Dead. Okay, Dawn of the Dead is the morning, right? Isn't the dawn of the morning? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Nighttime, dawn. That's my middle name, by the way. DAWN.
Is it really?
Sure is.
I probably used to know that. That's another fact that I used to know. I'm sure there's shit about me that we could figure out, that I told you once, maybe 15 years ago or something, and that you don't remember anymore. You know what I mean? Then you'd be like, oh, yeah. I'm sure you've told me your middle name before.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I forgot I was the one that told you to stop smoking. We talked about that on here.
Yeah. And I talked about how I did a stand-up bit about it because it was just a funny situation, but I did. And honestly, the only cigarette I had after that was in 2009. I had one after a stressful marriage thing when I lived in Portland. So yeah, you nailed it, dog. But yeah. That's anyways, but so this is a great movie.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's so good. The pacing is good, the tone is good, the messages are good, the acting is good, the zombie stuff is good, the gore is good. It's I don't no complaints. You know what I mean?
No, and I get bored when they're getting bored, and that's great.
You bored with the movie?
Well, when there's that whole, there's the calm before the storm, where they're just kind of living each day, trying to figure out. We're just living. Mm-hmm. What are we living for? We don't know.
Yeah, good point.
I do get kind of bored, but that's how you're supposed to feel because that's what they're experiencing. The mundane, same shit every day.
It's is this just going to be what it is? It's nope, Tom Savini has other plans.
Savini, go away. I already told you, go away.
Get out of here. Go put on your sex machine pants. You know what? What a fun career, though, where you get really good at something. Makeup effects in his case. And you're just a fun guy and seem like a cool person. So, like, you do your makeup, but sometimes when you feel like it, you'd be like, I want to play this character. Because he's like a bag of shit, and I would have fun playing him. They're like, you got it, Tommy. You know?
Hell yeah.
Like Sex Machine. That's a great character, you know, in, what is it? Dusk Till Dawn, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy with the penis and balls gun thing. Which, I don't know, random fact, totally off topic, but in the film Desperado, starring Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek, God, they're hot. Jesus Christ. Anyways, there's one point where somebody's looking through his guns in the case, and he's got one of those. He's got the Sex Machine gun.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that funny?
Nice.
My daughter and I watched that. She was like, this is fun. And I was like, here's the thing. They don't really do this anymore. But there's a number of films over the years where they would take whoever the hottest man and the hottest woman in the world were at the time and put them in a movie together. I said, and most of the movies are pretty good. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that's Brad and Angelina, that's pretty good. But then you got two really good movies. You got Desperado, which is Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. And then Out of Sight with Jennifer Lopez and George Clooney. Great movie. And they were like the two hottest people in the world at that point, you know? So Jennifer Lopez in her little business skirt, that movie. Yeah.
I'm Antonio Banderas. I love him.
Good Lord. Well, yeah, Salma Hayek in that movie, too. It's like right when you think you've about had it with looking at Antonio Banderas be sexy, in walks Salma Hayek looking like $1 trillion. But I just like that idea, you know. Here's a movie where two hot people have an adventure. Why not? You know what I mean? And they even did it back in the day. Like my daughter and I just watched. It's actually a Hitchcock film. It's called To Catch a Thief, and it's Grace Kelly, who was like insanely perfect looking, and Cary Grant.
Yep.
You know, beautiful. You know, it's a great couple. You know, even though a lot of times Cary Grant was quite a bit older than his leading women, but you would never know that until you looked him up. So. Anyways, Dawn of the Dead. Hopefully we get this out by or right around Halloween because it's like, it's one of those movies that like I watch on Halloween. There's a few of them. Halloween, Night of the Living Dead, The Fog, and Dawn of the Dead are definitely in there, you know.
Oh, nice. And I even mentioned The Fog earlier. There you go.
But you know what I mean? This is like a great Halloween, October-ish movie.
Hell yeah, it is. I feel like it's a very good fall movie.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, it's the fall of civilization.
Exactly.
So that's the episode. Shandy, I know you're going to talk about social media like you always do, but also tell the people what else we've been talking about.
Yeah. So I had mentioned when we first started this podcast last year. Didn't know if we were going to be doing it a year from then.
Hey!
Still, so
hey!
I had said if we reached like 10,000 streams, downloads, one, we would do merch, which we've mentioned after the last two episodes. I ordered some buttons and some stickers, so those will be coming. The buttons are going to be glow in the dark, so that's cool.
Whoa.
It's of the new logo. If you guys want the old logo, let me know. We'll get that.
Tough shit.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
No, I mean, no, that's why Shandy handles this arm of the organization, because I'm a jerk. And I can't make logos.
You
guys
get
have
nothing.
Seen my posters. You've seen my posters.
Yeah, posters are
they're
fun,
made
though.
of fucking paint. Just MS Paint.
Yeah, but I love your flyers. They're fun.
The energy? Thank you.
We're also going to be launching a Patreon where we're going to have exclusive shit, just fun stuff for people that's like extra armful of popcorn, fistful of popcorn stuff. I know there's so many fucking subs for shit.
Oh, you mean like levels and stuff?
No, I mean just in general. Like, oh, you got your Netflix, your Amazon, your Disney Plus, blah, blah, blah. I recently got rid of Netflix. I'm going to get rid of Amazon here soon.
Good for you.
And yeah, fuck them all. So if you want to do that too, fuck these large corporations and help support a small horror podcast.
That's us.
We're only going to offer, it's going to be one tier. It's not this thing of like, if you pay us more money, you get access to more shit. Cause I fucking hate that crap.
Right. And I think we were talking about a price, but I think it should be even lower than that. I think it should be, like dirt cheap.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: the more people do it, well, then you know what I mean. Like, so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we can do that.
I have some ideas. Anyways, but yeah. So you're gonna there will be a subscription fee. Yeah, there will be exclusive episodes sometimes. Like maybe Fistful of Popcorn stuff. And one thing we're talking about doing is, since I write reviews on Letterboxd and people tend to enjoy those, I will still do that. I'm not one of those people that's gonna stop doing something for free. Because now I want you to pay for it.
Right.
I'm looking at you, lots and lots of hot girls who put out nudes on Reddit and then stop. Anyways. Hey, guys, from here on out, my content's going to be at $400 a month. Okay, well.
All the Earnful of Popcorn episodes are always going to be free, too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But so another thing we'll do is that, and we might start with this, is that we'll watch a movie, and sometimes I will watch a movie that is somehow related to the thing we watched and write a review of it. It will be more than my, it'll be more longer than my, Letterboxd reviews, because sometimes my Letterboxd reviews are very short. One time, when people in 2020, when people were talking about defund the police, remember people were saying that a lot? Mm-hmm. So I watched a movie that had Josh Gad in it, who I can't stand. And so the review was just defund Josh Gad. So my reviews that I'll pay on the Patreon will be more than that.
That'd be funny if they were all just one sentence.
Yeah. Garbage. Awesome. Shitburger.
Don't.
Yeah, don't. Just don't. Or just, yes. Dude, Timmy reviewed The Godfather 3, and I was really looking forward to what he said, and it just said yes.
No period.
Yeah, and he couldn't even fucking have punctuation. It was all in caps. He didn't even turn off caps lock. He just held down shift, typed yes, done. What an asshole. Anyways, but yeah, so we're gonna do that, and we'll probably have other stuff out there. Like we'll dig up some of our old sex tapes. We'll put those out there, not with each other, but just ones we have with other people. Right? So, we never had any, but I had one. I'll find it. I'll put it out there.
Somebody asked me, and I mentioned to you that they would love for us to do live commentary on a movie.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and Shandy was like, I don't know how we do that, but I think I do, so we can figure that out.
Yeah, and if anybody has any other suggestions of like things, like what merch you want or just fucking whatever, let me know, because Timmy doesn't care.
Right. But yeah, Shandy, if you have any old sex tapes, you don't even have to get permission from the other people. Just put them out there.
Okay.
Is that a weird subject? Is it weird that I brought that up?
No. I mean, okay. I have an OnlyFans account. Did you know that?
Oh, that's right. I did know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
My lovely 6 subscribers that are so sweet.
Do you still do stuff?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody's been really lovely.
Really? No weirdos?
No. Very, very, very nice.
Do you ever, and I'm not saying this would be a weirdo, but do people write you for specific things like, I want to see more of your feet?
Sometimes.
Yeah? But they're nice about it.
Yeah, I had a couple, a man and a woman, send me a video of them fucking.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were like, I hope it's not weird, but we watched your videos and then we had sex, and I was like, oh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I had a guy ask me for just a shot of my face while I was having an orgasm.
Okay. I get it. I get that.
And I was like, sure. And then he sent me video of him masturbating to that.
Oh, what did you think about that?
Which was interesting. It was hot.
Was it? Okay.
I didn't see his face, but penis, everything.
There's a Whitest Kids fan who he had his Pornhub account, and he does stuff, and he filmed himself jerking it to a Timmy sketch. I forget what sketch it was.
Oh my God.
I think it was Baked Beans.
Oh, well.
Which is understandable, but still. And then we you could watch it on stream, but we all watched it while we were streaming. We didn't show it, but we all watched it. We're like, wow, that is exactly what he said it was going to be.
Isn't that crazy?
And it is, and I suppose you would say the same thing because we're both chill. I find it flattering.
I do.
Thank you for you to think about it. Is, but to me, it's also okay, well, when I struck out on my own as a young Timmy, I never imagined I'd be on TV. But then when I got on TV, I never imagined it would work. I never imagined we'd have fans 20 years later, even after being off the air for 14 years or whatever it was.
Same.
And I never imagined people would be, whacking the salami to my content. And I know it happens way more than I know. So.
Oh, yeah. I had a guy who was like, how do you feel about, like, your fans, like, masturbating to you? And I was like, well, if that's what makes you happy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just don't be weird about it, So,
yeah.
Plus, like, I'm sure because you got famous doing modeling and, like, having, like, a lot of those photos, like, hello, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that was already happening way before your OnlyFans,
Oh, yeah. So, like, let me, like, pay my phone bill with it now, at least.
Yeah. No, exactly. Why not, if it's out there, make money with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
it's great.
Well, and by the way, when I said earlier I complain about when ladies will start making money off their nude stuff, I was kidding because I obviously support that. So,
Oh, yeah. No, I know you do.
Yeah, that's cool. Anyways,
Oh, social media.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, speaking of OnlyFans, we're not on there. Well, we're not on there as Earful of Popcorn.
Oh, my God. You'd be on there as, like, you'd be baked beans.
Yeah. Well, the very first time I did Zucchini Boys, I was sitting at a table, and someone said, "Why are you sitting down?" I said, "Because there's another camera under the table because it's balls night on my OnlyFans." Which is still one of my favorite off-the-cuff jokes I've said. Yeah.
That's fucking genius. That's fucking... Somebody'd be into it, though. Someone out there would pay money for that.
So when we first started getting other people, were like, there's people out there who think each one of us is the hottest member. Even me and Sam, right? The other guys, I get it, but Sam and I have a little bit more of a distinct look to us, so, but to each their own.
Their own.
That said, I have no plans for OnlyFans. I'm gonna let Shandy and other people handle that aspect of life.
Hey, man, when you're single, you mingle with yourself. And if you're going to get money doing it too, why the fuck not? Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram at Earnful of Popcorn. That's URNFULLA Popcorn. We also have a website, earnfulofpopcorn.com. You can listen to the episodes there, on Spotify, on Apples, on the tubes. Yes, we have a YouTube, which is Earnful of Popcorn Podcast.
And by the way, hold on with the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
If you don't see the episode on there, or it was there and then it's not there suddenly, please let us know, because something's going on with that thing where sometimes it uploads as private. The last episode uploaded fine and then became private somehow. And I think maybe we get flagged or something.
I don't know. It's very strange.
Someone might be flagging us or someone or something, or maybe their automatic system flags us for language or something. I don't know.
Because I say fuck like every 5 seconds usually. I didn't in this one.
No, you didn't. And I know you were trying. And you know what? Here's the thing, though, is like it doesn't matter. But I do think, in a way, it sounds better when it's not happening too much.
When I get passionate, I like to cuss.
Yeah. Fucking. Well, and it's like something people do when you can't think of what else to say. So.
Fuck, cunt, shit, bitch.
Yeah. Anyways, but if you don't see this new, if you haven't listened to this episode yet because it's not on YouTube, let us know. Thank you to Jordan Cooper for writing the theme song. Thank you to Steve Ward from Canada. That's it. Oh, you know what? I deleted that sex tape. Shit. Well, I could draw one.
You're going to draw like a flip book?
A flash animated sex tape.